All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today we are heading to northern Spain,
Northern Spain, yeah.
to the Cantabrian Mountains.
Beautiful area.
Yeah, to take a look at a figure
Mm-hmm.
who is kind of infamous, I guess you could say a little bit of a local celebrity,
Yeah, definitely a celebrity.
Elohan Cano.
That's right, Elohan Cano.
And we're going to learn a little bit about who he is,
Okay.
what he represents, and why his story still matters to people today.
Yeah, I think it's a fascinating one because he kind of connects to these figures in other cultures.
Right.
Like in Greek mythology, for example, we have the Cyclops.
Right, one eye?
Exactly, these big, menacing, one-eyed figures. And it makes you wonder, are these stories tapping into something deeper, some like primal fear that we all share?
So for those of us who have not met Elohan Cano,
Yeah.
can you paint us a picture of this guy? Who are we dealing with here?
Okay, so imagine a giant,
Okay.
a huge giant covered in thick fur,
Okay.
shark claws like knives. And yeah, you guessed it, one giant piercing eye right in the middle of his forehead.
Okay, so that's pretty scary.
Yeah, he's a pretty imposing figure.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, like, jump scares aside,
All right.
what did he represent to the people of Cantabria? Like, why is this story so important?
Well, the Cantabrian Mountains are very beautiful, but they can also be very dangerous.
Right.
And Elohan Cano kind of embodied that.
So he represents, like, the duality of nature?
Exactly, the untamed forces of nature. And I think that's a theme you see in a lot of different mythologies.
Mm-hmm. And was this, like, a teaching tool?
Oh, I know.
To keep kids in line?
Yeah, you don't want to wander off into the mountains because Elohan Cano might get you.
Right, right.
Listen to your elders, be careful, be respectful of the mountains. That was kind of the message.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, it's not like he was all powerful, though, right?
Right.
There's that great story about the shepherd who tricks him,
Oh, yeah.
the shepherd into falling into a ravine.
Yeah, he was very clever. He used his knowledge of the local area to outsmart Elohan Cano.
So it's like David and Goliath.
It really is. Yeah, it shows that even though we might feel small compared to the challenges we face, our own inner giants, we can overcome them with a bit of ingenuity and courage.
I like that, the inner giants.
Yeah, we all have them.
Yeah, we do.
And speaking of power, Elohan Cano had a very interesting weakness.
Yeah, tell me about this. His beard.
His beard.
Yeah, the legend says if you could somehow manage to chop off his beard, he would become completely powerless.
Really?
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it?
That is interesting. I mean, the beard usually represents strength.
Right, exactly. Wisdom and connection to nature. So maybe by cutting off the beard, you're severing that connection.
You're taming the wild.
Yeah, taming the wild. That's a good way to put it.
Now, there's another element to this story,
Okay.
which I find fascinating. Some legends mention that Elohan Cano has a family,
Oh, yeah, a wife and kids.
a wife, La Ohancana,
Oh, here in Canada.
and children, Los Ohancanos. Los Ohancanos, a whole family of one-eyed giants.
That's amazing.
Can you imagine?
It's like the Addams family, but with one eye.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Elohan Cano is still very much alive, at least in Cantabria,
Yeah.
in their cultural memory.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They even have festivals that celebrate him.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a way to connect with their past, keep those traditions alive.
Right. It's like their heritage.
It's their heritage, and it's also about passing down those lessons of, respecting nature,
Right.
being brave, being resourceful.
So it's more than just a scary story.
It's much more than that. Yeah.
It's a way to connect to their past.
Exactly. And I think it reminds us that, these stories have a lot to teach us even today.
What would you say is the main takeaway from the legend of Elohan Cano?
Well, I think it's that we all have our own Elohan Canos to deal with, those inner giants.
Inner giants?
Yeah, the fears, the doubts, the things that hold us back.
Right.
But like that clever shepherd, we have the power to overcome them. We just need to find our own strategies.
Figure out how to cut off their beard.
Exactly. Find that weakness and maybe even recognize our own beards, the things we might need to let go of to really move forward.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, this has been another fascinating deep dive
It has.
into the world of mythology and folklore.
Absolutely.
Today we learned about Elohan Cano, a one-eyed giant from Cantabria.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about his monstrous appearance,
Yeah.
his role as a symbol of nature's power,
Right.
and the clever ways people have learned to overcome him.
Hmm.
And I think we all learned that we have our own inner giants to deal with.
That's right.
And hopefully
Yeah.
we can overcome them just like the people of Cantabria have.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.
See you next time.
Elokangano, a one-eyed giant, roaming the mountains wild, and yet find the claws so sharp and the beard so strong. Beware his wrath if you do him wrong. In Canterbury's hills, where the mist rolls deep, lives a creature who never sleeps. With a single eye and a growl so loud, he rules the forests fierce and proud. Oh, Elokangano, the one-eyed giant, roaming the mountains wild and defiant, with claws so sharp and the beard so strong. Beware his wrath if you do him wrong. He uproots trees, he scares the sheep. The villagers tremble, they never sleep. But brave hearts whisper, there's a way. Cut off his beard and he'll obey. Oh, Elokangano, the one-eyed giant, roaming the mountains wild and defiant, with claws so sharp and a beard so strong. Beware his wrath if you do him wrong. The upper shepherd once took a stand with a knife in hand. He made his plan, he tricked the giant, oh so sly, and saved the village with a battle cry. Now children listen, don't wander too far. Elokangano's always where the wild things are. But if you're brave and your heart is true, you can outsmart the giant just like they do. Oh, Elokangano, the one-eyed giant, roaming the mountains wild and defiant, with claws so sharp and a beard so strong. Beware his wrath if you do him wrong. So sing of the giant, the legend, the tale of Canterbury's mountains where myths prevail. Elokangano's story, both scary and grand, lives on in the heart of this magical land.